So this is the, what's this called? It's not the deduction board, is it? It's the conclusion. It starts to fill up a lot more. See, look, it's got 5 pages. This is just for general deductions. It fills up a lot more later. But Holmes wants us to sod off, basically. I keep pressing E to interact. I'm so used to E being the button, but it's not. It's left click. We need to head to the police station.
Well, if I follow Holmes's instructions, then to begin my investigation into this leather apron, I must first head to the police station.
Thanks. Yeah, this game is like, the game's camera movement or the mouse movement is very, I don't know, it does trigger a very vomit-inducing sickness in me. I don't know why. Very odd. It's Inspector Humphrey.
Good evening, sir. What do you... I know you. You were here last week with Sherlock Holmes.
Indeed. I have come to bring a message from Sherlock Holmes for Inspector 𝘱𝘐𝑵𝑒.
Very well, I will pass it on. But come to think of it, someone was asking about you recently. Finley, the caretaker of some shady boarding house nearby. Does that mean anything to you?
Ah, perhaps.
Oh, they said shady. Last time, wasn't it like seedy?
Actually, I read in the Star that you have arrested a suspect called Leather Apron.
You shouldn't believe what you read in that rag, sir. The man is being hunted, but we have yet to get our hands on him, and we aren't close to it either.
Why ever not?
Bah, he's a specialist in the streetwalker racket. These girls make pitiful witnesses, and we don't inspire confidence. Furthermore, the man seems to be pretty discreet lately. Someone must be helping to hide him.
How to get on his trail, then?
One of these girls would have to confide in us and give a valid description of the man. Then we'd ask around the journeymen, who use aprons, I imagine.
Wow, that is some poor detective work right there.
Well, goodbye.
Anyone could be wearing a bloody apron, boy.
House.
Dumbass. So if this guy was dressed as a copper, it must be a copper. For fuck's sake. No wonder they didn't have any confidence in cops in these days. Jesus. What the... That woman dead? Oh no, she's absolutely smashed. You see this a lot in England. As people conked down the streets. Yeah. I'd like to think that Flowers. Did he like hire that woman to... Yeah, give us the most half-assed flowers. Fuck's sake, Kenny. Stupid woman. Let's have a look. I think I'm supposed to be here. Yeah, Finley. Did I read that right? Yeah, Finley. Confused me for a second there.
Good evening, Finley.
Oh, good evening,
Oh
sir.
god, it's this guy.
Aren't you the gentleman who...
Aren't you the gentleman who was with the great
That is
detective?
indeed me, Dr. Watson.
Oh god. This guy's got the worst voices in this game. Holy crap.
Tell me, Finley, I was told that you were looking for us at the police station.
Indeed, I wanted to thank you for last time, you know. That vagrant has never set foot round mine again. I even found a tenant, one who pays his rent, I mean.
You don't seem very happy, but you were lucky to have found a good tenant so quickly.
It's just that this man is very strange. He paid several days in advance and I gave him a key to the place. Since then, he goes out every night and returns at ungodly hours. I'm sure he goes to visit the ladies, but still, every night. And when he moved in, something must have broken in his case and stank up the stairs in his room for 2 days. I think it was a jar. It must be over there.
This guy's like the worst, isn't he? Like, he's just complaining to complain.
Tell me, have you heard talk of Leather Apron?
By the papers, that's all. This man seems very sinister.
Do you know any journeymen who use this type of apron?
The slaughterhouse butchers, I believe, but definitely the cobblers. I know one, old 𝘱𝘒𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘴. His workshop is on a small street in the Jewish community, across from the hospital. He's a good man. He can help you. But you know, the people there are very close and don't share much with non-Jews.
I don't blame them.
Thank you, Finley.
At your service, sir.
I forgot this game's got goes heavy into like the Jewish and non-Jewish community. I don't want to say too much.
This odour is very strong indeed, but the whole neighbourhood as such has a dreadful stench. Finley might have an idea as to what this jar that contained.
What do you want, Doctor?
That smell.
You're right, the pieces of the jar that your tenant broke do give off a strange smell.
It's true. That's quite normal given his trade.
Yes, and what would the trade be of your strange tenant?
A doctor, like yourself, I believe. Dr. Tumblety, a foreigner. Canadian, perhaps.
Dr. Tumblety. It might be interesting to know more about him. Thank you, Finley.
At your service, sir.
It's every time I play this game, I skip all the dialogue. Like needing to sit and listen to all these fucking piss poor voice acting is Jesus. It really does make me I can't even say, like, games nowadays have poor voice acting, you know. It's unexcusable, really.
You're in a rush, my pretty.
Hello.
Come, I'll have you done so quickly you'll only have time to pay.
I won't enjoy it then, will I? I want to enjoy. If I'm paying, I want to enjoy it. God damn it! I thought it's just like cops just wandering around with lanterns. Just stick it on his head. I don't remember what that guy was talking about. I tune out when they start talking. Where are we? Notes. I'm in notes. Oh, hello. God. How am I reading all that? Leather apron. 𝘱𝘒𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮. His workshop is a small street in the Jewish community across from the hospital. Should Watson be walking around at night when there's a murderer, going around? Look, this guy looks like someone who sells death. Can you imagine this asshole sitting outside your window at like midnight, playing this stupid fucking instrument? Man, I'd put him inside it if he was standing outside my bedroom window. So this is the hospital. There's so many people absolutely shit-faced. Look, he's here again. Son of a bitch, he's following me. Oh, here we go.
A cobbler's shop.
Oh. Yes. I'll go in.
Closed. I will return later. The policeman said the street girls would know something about the leather apron. Maybe I should go and see Lucy.
Oh, you son of a... Watson. Why doesn't M open up the bloody map? Lucy's lodgings.
Oh, it's you. I'm coming. Dr. Watson.
Oh, my word.
Where are you?
There's your uncle.
Well, and yourself? And how's your uncle?
Well, he sleeps a lot, but he doesn't seem to be suffering. Your medicine has worked wonders. Thank you again.
It was the least I could do.
How come you didn't give her the bill is the question.
I have come to see you about a certain leather apron. Have you heard of him?
Oh, yes, of course. Terrible things are said about that man.
Have you ever come across him?
Goodness gracious, no. But I know that he has threatened and taken many girls in my situation. I don't know what more I can say, but Bella would be able to tell you some.
It's Bella.
Who is Bella?
Bella Pullman. She's the landlady.
Bella
of the place where
Pullman.
I could take you there if you like.
Please do.
It's kind of against saying that she's a
It's her.
prostitute.
It's Lucy. This gentleman would like to speak to Bella. It's the doctor who helped me. I must leave to return to my uncle. Thanks again.
No worries. I mean, how do these, like, do these women sequester you to come inside? He needs to pick his bloody feet up off the floor, doesn't he? Nobody should make that much noise when they walk in. Just the landlady. Okay. You're not gonna open the door, Watson? There we go. Right, chat.
Out of the way, I don't like the look of you.
Fucking, what is that voice? My word. Hello? This is a foul-looking whorehouse.
If you'd be patient, Madam Bella will arrive in a moment.
Good evening. I am Dr. Watson. It is young Lucy who told me to come see you.
Ah, so you're the Good Samaritan who saved her uncle without asking for anything in return. And now you've come to see me, no doubt, to explain that the poor little thing doesn't belong here, and you will see to her future. Well, you expect me to let her leave with you?
It's not that, ma'am. You should know I am a married man.
And why should that matter?
Oh, she's got a point. How many married men do you think are having sex right now in these walls? I need some information. That's what everybody's voice sounds like. It's like they got the same person to do the same voice. It's so, you know, as I said, I skip all the dialogue in this game. It's very rare I listen to it. Bloody hell, now I know why.
I believe there has been a misunderstanding. The reason that Lucy sent me here is that you may be able to give me some information about Leather Apron.
Are you a doctor or a constable?
I am most certainly a doctor, but I am acting in this matter in a private capacity, and I would like to find this man.
Well, if you're able to rid us of him, I'll give you a week's worth of free passes. That man is a thorn in our sides. He spies on the girls in the streets and watches them inside the houses, spying through the windows. And as soon as they're finished with a client, he jumps on them without any warning and forces them to give him their money. I've never seen him, but one of my girls was attacked by this man, and she said that he wore a leather apron and carried a knife. And his face, oh, he has a horrible head, with rat's eyes and a deformed mouth. She even said that she knew his name, 𝘱𝘍𝘍 or 𝘱𝘍𝘍, I think. But I don't know where she can be found. Margie, Nutcracker, the girl I'm talking about, could tell you more, but I had to let her go last week.
Nutcracker. Is that the name of a lady of the night you want relations with? She's called Nutcracker. That is a pretty cool name. She didn't crack that guy's nuts, though, did she? When he bloody robbed her. Where's Margie?
Why did you let Margie go?
The poor girl caught a shameful sickness, and the symptoms have attacked her face, if you know what I mean.
Syphilis.
So I gave her notice, and a little bit to help her along. I don't know where she is now, but she'll certainly be getting treatment at the clinic if she's still in the neighbourhood.
Did you speak to the police?
What would they do? Who cares about the girls in the streets?
Wow.
Would you have received a visit from another doctor, a stranger by the name of Tumbleton?
I'm just like you, Doctor, sworn to secrecy in my profession. But as I've taken a fancy to you, I can tell you that this name is not unknown to me. And if you do me a little favour, it is possible I might remember something about him.
Well, works for me.
What kind of favour must I do for you?
Drop your pants, Watson.
Man over there. He's a rich artist, a painter, a regular client round here. Well, yesterday, he came and left his cane in the umbrella stand in the hall before going into one of the rooms. Well, when he returned to this room, the cane had disappeared. It's a cane with a massive silver knob. Must be worth a fortune. He threatened to call the police unless he got free services in my establishment for a year. I'll be forced to accept, unwillingly, of course, given the services that he's demanding, unless the cane is found.
It's so weird if you listen to the voices in the background. Somebody just said, "Can I get a refill, please?" Like, what are you getting a refill of, mate? You're in a whorehouse. You're not here to fucking drink wine.
Did you question the residents regarding the theft?
They didn't see anything, and there's not one of them that would risk stealing from a client here.
Who was in the room when your weasel of a client was in the chambers?
There were a few that came and went, but Mary could tell you better than I can, 'cause she was the one at the counter yesterday.
Why is she cleaning up in a dress?
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem, my angel.
It's a kissing noise. Oh, I don't like it. Oh. Why is she cleaning, like, in a fancy dress and a fancy hat? You're not going in here, Watson?
Best not to stray off in that direction.
Oh, live a little. Live a little. Get syphilis. Who cares?
Rug.
Oh, it's when we got a coal yesterday. I asked the young man to fill the pail. Came back to put it down, but his feet were covered in soot and he made a black print. Madam Bella said it was my fault and I got a shilling's penalty. I also have to clean the print and it's no picnic. He has immense feet, that boy.
What to say? Big feet, big cock. Maybe that's why he's really here.
I heard
Tee-hee.
there was a theft yesterday.
Ooh.
Did you see anything?
No, and I was here the whole time.
Not really a theft, then, is it? Definitely like Coleman.
Who delivers the coal?
It's never the same person. I'd never seen that lad before.
And you didn't find that suspicious?
Do you always keep an eye on the coat stand?
Oh, yes. Well, when the coal delivery came, a client came out of the chambers and stopped me from seeing the boy who brought the bucket of coal. You don't think he would have taken advantage?
I mean, it's got a big silver knob on it.
Until next time, miss.
With pleasure, sir.
As if this guy's threatening them. This weasel.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my dear man. I was led to believe that you're a doctor.
None of the residents of this establishment are among my patients, sir.
Oh, you're not here as a doctor, but as a man, then. I understand. This is my kind of place, too. It's in these houses in Whitechapel that you find the girls that are the most natural and definitely the most docile.
Your way of speaking about these women is not that of a gentleman, sir.
Wow, Watson. You take that stick up off your ass, out your ass, mate. You're in a fucking whorehouse. These women are paid to sleep with these snooty shits.
I heard that you were the victim of a robbery here.
Oh, I'm not complaining. The loss of that walking stick will certainly bring me a very pleasant compensation.
It's just like, free pussy, I guess. All he needs to do is lose his cane.
What does your cane look like?
The stick is ebony, about 35 inches long. The round knob is made from chiseled silver with a ring around the middle of the same workmanship, just like the tip, for that matter. If you find it, don't tell a soul. Keep it for yourself. Got it?
Dude, I really want to put
Well,
this
goodbye.
cane in this guy's ass.
Or until next time. And good evening.
Hey, prick. I'm leaving. I never want to come back. Need to find the Coleman. Is that guy just standing there with a ladder? Who needs their windows washing at like fucking 12 in the after? What was it? Is it like 12? Does it say? Doesn't really say, does it? Or what the time is. But it's definitely late. That's right, they just fart these NPCs out so the game doesn't look empty. Like, all these people, what the hell are they just walking around for? I mean, really? Really? Now, I have absolutely no idea what to do. So, let's consult my... would it be in the dialogue? It's this bird, wasn't it? Client came out of this chamber, stopped me from seeing. That's not the right one. Who delivered the coal? No picnic. It's as if the doctor paid because some twat walked in with shit on his feet. It's not her fault. Oh, what am I doing? Of course. I completely got... It's the clinic, isn't it? We're looking for, checks and notes. What's her name? What's her name? The Nutcracker bird. Hello? Is this her? So, I know for a fact that deformities of the face and such is most likely syphilis. And so, you know, she's a lady of the night. That's, you don't really get Johnny's or condiments. And, in 18... I don't even know when condoms were first introduced. I mean, proto-Johnnies were like 1800s, weren't they? But they weren't made from what we use nowadays. You know what I mean? So people aren't going to bring their own Johnny. I can't jump. God damn it. I want to read these information up off the heads. Hey, it looks eligible. Stop fucking around and go and do your work.
Good evening, Doctor.
This one, the videos are so long.
Watson.
Because I piss around too much.
Good evening. I am Dr. Gibbons. Likewise.
He's walking around with a fucking needle in his hand.
I have come to see you about one of your patients, Margie, goes by the nickname Nutcracker, who gets her prescription from the clinic. She's a lady of the night and is afflicted with a venereal disease.
I know who you're talking about. Indeed, Margie has syphilis and is being treated with mercury.
What?
Do you have her address?
No. And for your information, she left London for good 3 days ago. She felt threatened.
Treating her with mercury? I mean, that doesn't seem safe. And again, they used to use lead fucking paint, didn't they? Bloody idiots. And they used to use like lead makeup, didn't they? Face makeup to make their faces more white. I think it was lead based. And they wondered why they all died at like 30. Who's threatening her?
Margie felt threatened. But by whom?
I believe that Margie was particularly scared of a terrifying man who attacked her once.
Did she say the name Pyther or Pyther?
Unfortunately, she didn't give a name, but she described a man with shifty, rat-like eyes and a mouth twisted in a sinister grimace.
Sounds like me. Am I liver apron? I mean, I do black out sometimes. Wake up with blood all over me.
Did Margie have any idea where this man who terrified her so much might be found?
No, but she told me that another girl who'd been attacked like her had told her that this man worked in a cobbler's run by an old Israeli. Also, she saw him again last week, the night of the big fire. She told of going to see the fire like most everyone else in the area. While there, she recognised her attacker in the crowds gathered at the warehouses. There was no mistaking a face like that, she said. She kept an eye on the man the whole time the firemen were working in order to avoid him.
This is a lot of information this random doctor picked up.
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
As if he'd give you all that information. Doesn't seem very suspicious, does it?
This interview with the doctor revealed an important fact. Leather Apron could not be the Bucks Row murderer. According to Margie, the villain passed most of the night of the crime at the fire. He could not have been at the scene of the murder at the moment it was committed. He is nonetheless a dangerous character.
I just realised I forgot to do something here. Oh my god. Here it is.
A large black footprint.
That's what I missed. I've been wandering around for like 10 minutes, figuring out what I'm supposed to do. I really try my best to not look at my notes. I always have a list of notes when I'm playing these games. I always get stuck in specific places. I know where I'm gonna get stuck. So I try not to check them too much. Guess we talk to Dr. Monkey. I mean Dr. Gibbons.
My dear colleague.
Footprints.
Pardon me, Doctor, but who made the large black footprints there near the beds?
The brother of one of my patients. The poor thing had a leg amputated after colliding with a carriage. We arranged to find her a prosthesis.
Prostheses are very expensive. How did this man pay?
He told me that one of his uncles gave him a walking stick with a chiselled silver knob. I agreed to accept this knob in exchange for a simple prosthesis with harness. But this object is of great value, and I could finance half a dozen other prostheses by selling it on Petticoat Lane.
It would be well known that that is a stolen cane, sir.
Doctor, I have reason to believe that the silver knob that you possess is from a cane that was stolen by the man who brought it to you, and I believe I know to whom it belongs.
That's what I was worried about. The story of the uncle seemed a little strange. Nevertheless, you must have proof of what you claim. I will show you all of the knobs that we have here. If you find the knob that the young man gave me, I will believe you.
Really got to stop saying the word knob.
So be it, but something is bothering me. I will need a complete cane, not just a knob.
Don't worry, dear chap, build one. I can loan you some tools. Make use of the odds and ends in my cupboard. It'll help get rid of it.
Well, I shall try. I will have to remember the description that Sickert gave. Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
I love how
Again, my dear colleague.
I love how this guy just has a collection of in here. Which one was stick there? Here he is. Before we click, we need to know this. It's ebony. It's 35 inches long. The round knob is made from chiseled silver with a ring around the middle. And the tip's the same. That's what we need. It just happens to have all these random canes. So, it's chiseled silvers with a ring around the middle. So, it's either this one or this one. Ebony. Ebony is black. These centimeters or inches? That's not helpful. It really isn't. Ring around the middle. It has to be this one. And the bottom is the same, so maybe this one? Maybe that's not the ebony. Oh no, it's the thing in the middle. It'll be this fancy one.
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done better himself.
That was easier than I thought it would be.
For you, my dear colleague.
The knob.
I believe I found the knob from the stolen cane, which I succeeded in putting back together.
That's the one. And yet I cannot give it to you, Doctor. I will only return it to the police, and only if there is an official complaint against me.
Would there be a way to convince you to give me the cane?
Find me a dozen solid adjustable harnesses for wooden leg prostheses, and it's yours, Doctor.
Wow.
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
Shut up. Bastard. Just give me the cane, it's not yours. As if he wants fucking God knows how many prostheses. Or harnesses, should I say. Now we can go to Isaac's. So he's a cobbler, so he should have prosthesis.
There's nobody here.
Oh.
How very odd.
Oh, very odd. This is very, very poor. How the hell did he hang up those? Why did he hang shoes up? It's weird. Ah.
I say, these things look like harnesses. Oh my, they are noisy.
For a horse, aren't they?
Good evening, sir. Pardon the interruption. The door was open. I didn't think that I would find anyone working at this hour.
Good evening, sir. I didn't hear you come in.
That guy's crazy eyes.
Say, those things that made noise, they are really harnesses, aren't they?
Yes, horse harnesses. But I must tell you, sir, that the store is normally closed at this hour. That is why I've asked you to return tomorrow.
But you didn't. That is like... His voice is very odd. It's very odd.
I didn't come about my shoes. I came to speak of a cobbler, perhaps one of your former employees? A man with very particular habits.
You aren't with the police by any chance? I'm sorry, but I do not want to speak of anything but shoes with you.
Oh.
I am not a policeman. I am Dr. Watson. It's Mr. Finley, who told me that you might be in a position to inform me.
Ah, that Mr. Finley is a very brave man. And if he sent you, then you must certainly be a worthy man also. So, Doctor, who is this cobbler with strange habits?
The man of whom I speak is called 𝘱𝘻 or Pyther, a man with a frightening face. Do you know him?
Yes, John 𝘱𝘻. He worked here for a while, but he is no longer here.
Do you know where I can find him?
No, and if you look, you will not find him.
Why?
Because he is in hiding, Doctor. You see, a week ago, a horrible murder took place in the neighborhood. A rumor circulated that he might have been responsible for this crime. They say he has quarreled with women of certain virtue in the past, if you understand me.
Hiding really doesn't make it look like he's the... Hiding makes it look even worse, doesn't it? He's hiding because he's the killer. What it sounds like.
Isaac, it is about the Bucks Road case that I have come to see you. I have the certitude and an incontestable witness that 𝘱𝘻 is innocent, at least of this crime, although he has attacked a number of street women. If he doesn't come forward to explain himself to the authorities, he is condemned to hiding and to take the fall for this murder. Furthermore, it will cast suspicions on your community because they must be hiding him. And while the whole police force is hunting for him, they cannot concentrate on the real assassin who roams the streets and, one never knows, may take any one of you any day.
If what you say is true, your visit is a godsend to our community, Doctor. I tell you something. I know Sergeant Thick, an honest policeman who lives in the area. I'll tell John's family that he must go there to explain himself. But if you could please go as soon as possible to the police to give them this report that you say is incontestable.
I will go as soon as I take leave of you.
Thank you. If I can ever be of service in any way, do not hesitate to ask.
I mean, now you've asked, now you said that, I'm gonna call a favour, I guess.
Could we transform your horse harnesses into harnesses for wooden legs? Adjustable harnesses?
A good craftsman can do anything, Doctor. And I do believe that's what I am. Come back in a while and it will be done. That will be my thanks for what you have done.
You know, he reminds me of, if you played Wolfenstein 2, is it, what's the title for Wolfenstein 2? Something with Colossus in it. The main, like, who's the Jewish crazy doctor? That's what his voice reminds me of.
I shall return.
It's weird.
At your convenience, sir.
Yeah, I played that recently, and
I am
it just reminds me of that.
To return home, but I promised to go to the police as soon as I could. Now then, let's go to the police station.
And we'll warp there with magical powers. Bleep. And click. Afternoon. Oh no. Oh no. Cat meat.
Will you?
Yes.
Our lady. That's her dead.
Hey, Doctor, you seem tired. Were you wandering the darker parts of Whitechapel all night?
You could say that. I have some information on Leather Apron, the man of whom we spoke earlier.
Do you know where he is?
No, but I can clear him of the Bucks Row crime. A witness proved him totally innocent.
Oh, Watson, Watson, is it only now, after many hours of walking, that you decide to pass on the important message that Inspector Abberline is waiting for?
But, no. But what are you doing here, Holmes?
I was worried, Watson, and with good reason it would appear. Go give the message to this policeman and let's go home. Nobody appreciates me hanging around here, you know, and it's freezing cold.
Ah, Creddle, none too soon. You will take the testimony of this.
No, you continue with your duty shift. I must find Chandler in Ambury Street. He's struck again.
Who?
The murderer, the Bucks Row assassin.
Hanbury Street. Let's go, Watson. We have no time to lose.
I love how they're just like, these cops are going around saying all this. This is important information that nobody should hear outside of police. And they're just blabbing it around to people.
Hanbury Street. Let's go, Watson. We have no time to lose.